Hello, Capricorn. How the heck are you? I know some of you are used to the blocks of readings being done starting with Capricorn, and I'm sorry that I've switched it to Aries, but everything has to change sometimes. So, anyways, I decided your reading is going to be a pot reading today. And all because I was sitting on my bed and I was watching some YouTube videos. And then I was like, you know what? I really want to roll a joint for Sit and Blaze. Like, I don't roll joints very often. Not that I don't want to. I just don't really want to blow paper into my house. So I just use pipes because it's so much cleaner to smoke weed in your house, right? And today I was like, I want to roll a joint. So I'm like sitting there rolling a joint. And then Jelly Roll comes on. Then I turned it up to Spotify. I wanted to listen to music. I really actually wanted to listen to some like old Under Oath. And then Jelly Roll came on, Mary Jane, with a bottle in Mary Jane. Or a bottle in Mary Jane, I think it's called. And I was like, oh my God, weed knows how much I love rolling it. Like, clearly it knows that and I just forgot how much I loved rolling joints because I don't do it very often. I once went to this festival and my sister and I together for the weekend rolled over 50 joints and I shoved 17 joints in each boob. And then when I walked through security, I got like this 70-year-old woman somehow who was doing pat downs at a fucking metal show. And she actually kind of gave me a hug, you know? And then we just walked through and I was like, well, there's all the joints. And I just left the joints in my bathing suit top. I just shoved them in where you got the padding, right? Oh my God, I love weed. I just don't know what I would do without it. And then, so I'm like rolling to bottle in Mary Jane. And then I'm like, okay, I'll do a pot reading. You know, like I'll do a weed reading. Like I haven't really done one yet. And like the reading yesterday was like fucking harsh. Just unexpected. And then I forgot I was going to do a pot reading because I'm high and I forget things very easily. So I'm like walking around doing something and then I forget I'm going to do a weed reading. I just thought I was going to do a reading. And then Placebo came on, Pure Morning. And then it starts off with a friend in need's a friend indeed, but a friend with weed is better. And then I was like, oh my God, I forgot I was going to do a reading because I'm so high. I just don't need to remember things, I guess. I don't know. But that's how much weed loves me that it was like, Whitney, what are you doing? Sit down. You're supposed to be doing a weed reading. I'm like, oh my gosh, I am. All right, so that's how this reading is starting off. That's how my day is starting off, okay? So this is kind of like a, it's a collective reading. I have no idea what's going to come out, but I hope it's something light and fluffy. And actually, I asked today if the reading could kind of give me like a storyline, like a movie, like each card depicts a scene. I think I bought these roses too late. I don't know how long they're gonna last. Actually, look at orange. Okay, what does everybody want to say today? With the pot cards. High Priestess. Oh, sorry, 1 second. Sorry, I had to grab my handkerchief. I'm like, oh, these roses are really making my nose run because of all the pollen. Okay, as long as I got no boogers hanging out. Okay. I freaking can't breathe. Here we go. And yes, I just bought this t-shirt the other day and I thought it was very appropriate for the fact that I actually am straight out of quarantine because I was sick like last week. So if somebody's finding my shirt funny, I can hear you and thank you. It is hilarious and very much appropriate. Oh, okay. So, okay, this is basically exactly what I was talking about. Okay, so, you know how I said I was rolling joints this morning? So, rolling joints to get some divine information. Okay? I actually do think I got a message in my dreams last night, so it could be coming out right now. Okay, so. Realize how the hand turns. All right? So what I see is this 7 of buds. Okay, so the 7 of pentacles. That weed is almost ready, right? Like that's what the 7 of pentacles is kind of waiting for the fruit to ripen. Okay, so this is like the 7 of buds would be waiting for the buds. They're almost done, but they're not quite ready, right? They need the sun. They just need to chill, right? And grow. So then we go to the Queen of Bongs. So that's the Queen of Cups, okay? So what I feel like is something is almost ready for you to smoke. Because you realize the Queen of Bongs is lighting the bong, right? What's this? Okay. So it's almost like you're almost ready. You're almost ready to do something. It's like, it's kind of ironic because I was like, I almost kind of thought maybe someone's almost done with school. And then I thought to myself, well, it's January. No one's in school right now, but there actually are probably people in school right now. Like online courses, so like school never stops, okay? There's summer school, right? Obviously. So, and then that Page of Pipes is in school. And then there's the teacher. Like literally the Hierophant is the teacher. He is the one that people look up to. And like, look at these pillars. Like, I can't help but notice how funny that is. Like I don't want to toot my own horn, but like, I don't know if you're learning something from me. Or like from a high priestess in general? Like from a reader or something? I mean, somebody did comment that they smoke weed right before their readings too. So it's, yeah, 2 5s. So the 5 of Wands with the Hierophant, 5. Also like a little bit of Taurus action going on there, but not, I don't really feel Taurus in this reading. But it is Capricorn, so maybe that's the earth that we need. The weed's been smoked. And then number 1 stoner. Like, this is the award for finishing school. I just heard something fall downstairs in somebody else's apartment. So that would be a clue and a sign that what I just said was correct. So Yeah. Oh man, no more teachers, no more books. Or no, what is that? No more something, no more books, no more teachers' dirty looks. Okay, what up after the Six of Wands? Whoa. Yeah, that would be before that. The world turns. You might be going somewhere. Oh my God. You wouldn't believe sometimes what the bottom of the deck brings. Holy shit. Okay, I'm just going to stop. Because, like, bottom of the deck sometimes can tell a story. And you realize that sometimes I don't always grab from the bottom of the deck. And then I'll watch the video and I'll see what card was on the bottom of the deck. And I'll be like, Whitney, why didn't you look at the bottom of the deck? It's just like sometimes you just don't. You don't look at the underlying information all the time, right? Because you've already gotten the information. But let me tell you, somebody is going places, okay? So remember I said I used to, when I went to that show, I rolled a whole bunch of joints? Literally in a card, that's what this is, okay? And might I add, with the fucking Chariot, okay? Like, okay, that's going places right there. That's like travel joints right there, okay? Okay, so... Yes. Okay, getting ready. Okay. So, this Wheel of Fortune is coming in, okay? The Great Wheel of Life is coming in, and two things get put together, as in the Lovers. So, like, I almost feel like that's the job. You know, the job that you get once school is over. You go from little girl job to big boy job, right? And that's the end. Dun, 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 dun. That's the new cycle, okay, that you get put into. Right? Because you're ready. Because you finished whatever needed to be finished. So you changed, right? Death is transition. So it's like, I don't know what you had to change. But there's two knights here, Knight of Bongs and Knight of Pipes. So I do believe that that's bringing the information forward, okay? That's that unique way of, that's your school, okay? The page becomes the knight. You go from creating your own, right, out of clay, and then to mastering it. Well, not mastering it, but that's the product. It's like you go from idea to project completion, okay? And then Knight of Bongs is like, I almost feel like the Knight of Bongs is like your resume, okay? You're going to flash it up really good on all these things that you learned how to do, okay? Of this transition. It's not just about smoking joints, it's about creating something, okay? And where you're going is incredible, okay? So you might have been dreaming about something like this for a while and not really knowing how it was going to play out, because you could have been at a point where it could have went so many different ways. So you didn't pick a way to do it because you weren't sure on how anything was going to happen. So you just left kind of all of your options open. But by leaving all of your options open, it left you in like a dreaming state, right? Nothing quite coming true, okay, for you. So it's like you go from the Hangman to the Magician. So you go from hanging to smoking and creating something. So it's like, because you were hanging, because you were learning, right? So when weed is drying, you can't fuck around with it. You have to let it dry on its own, right? And remove all that moisture itself. It has to dry itself out. All that moisture has to come out of the stems, has to come out of the buds, right? But you also have to pull it before all the moisture is gone, right? So it's weed is to be honest, out of the probably 20 to 30 plants I've grown, okay, different, and I'm talking different strains, not how many I've grown, more or less, out of the 30 strains, okay, that I've grown of plants, marijuana is by far the most difficult. From start to finish, it is more difficult than any other plant that I've personally grown before, okay? Yeah, plants are finicky and they need what they need, but marijuana specifically is different, okay? For one, so many things can happen to it. It just can randomly get mold. It can get these spider mites that just crawl all over them. I don't even know where they come from. Suddenly they just appear and they fucking ruin your plants. Especially if that mold gets into it. Oh my God, if you don't get a hold of that mold, it can take over and go into the buds. You lose buds over just mold. You can't get rid of it. You can fry it, okay, if the lights aren't at proper temperature. If you don't, they need water every fucking day, okay? You can't leave them or they'll die, right? Like other plants you can water and leave. Not marijuana plants. That doesn't happen like that, okay? I've actually never, though, I was just going to say I've never grown them in the ground, but that's a lie because I have grown them in the ground. Oh my God, these weed plants I grew in the ground, they went to like 8 fucking feet, man. Like they just shot up one day and my 2 buddies were taking care of them for me. And they would send me videos every day and be like, Whitney, what the fuck is happening with these things? Because they would always water them for me because I couldn't water them, but they wanted the plants in their yard. They actually took really good care of them for me. And I would come down and de-leaf them and do shit for them. And then, I had to learn a lot about weed. Like when I went into a weed factory and actually produced it for the government, there were so many things that you have to learn how to do, especially cloning. Like you had to keep these babies so warm and so moisturized and yet at the right temperature so then they don't mold again. Like what you have to do with weed and how much you have to learn about it. Weed is incredible what it does. Like, I mean, for one, I worked with marijuana patients. Right? So I worked with people who were sick, right? To produce a weed for them. I used to make the best cookies, brownies, anything that would help people eat for the most part, because once you're high, you'll eat. But people who are sick won't eat, right? Even with my Crohn's disease, like I honestly, it's so bad. I work 40-hour weeks and I probably eat maybe a meal a day. And that's so bad for you because I run on my feet every day, 8 hours a day. I'm on my feet running around and I'm on absolutely no food because of how much I don't have an appetite, right? Because you think Crohn's disease, oh, whatever, Crohn's disease can actually kill you for one. And what it does to me produces so much pain that I won't eat. My digestion itself is so slow that it takes me 2 days longer almost to digest something that the average person takes 24 hours to digest. Everybody's different, right? So what weed does for you when you learn about it and when you actually there are hundreds of books. There are THC levels to consider. There are so many different words. Oh my God. I forget them all, but anyways, there are parts of weed that you would never even think existed. There are, what do you call those? I almost want to say endorphins, but that's not the right word. Anyways, that change your level of stuff inside of you. I'm high. I can't remember these words. Some of these words are so fucking long that I'm like, that's in weed? And it's a word that has 27 letters in it. And I'm like, I can't pronounce that. I'm dyslexic and half retarded. Okay? Let's be real. I don't try to downplay, but I am street smart. Okay? I don't know these book smart people, okay? And I got nothing against them. I'm street smart. I did grow up on the streets. I know streets. I know body language. I know when a drug deal is going down. Oh my God. I went and picked up this new pipe yesterday. There's literally a drug deal going down in the store. And we held them up like 10 minutes. And I felt so bad. I was like, I'm sorry, just continue your drug deal now, please. Okay? Most people won't even see that. Okay? Do I know majority of the words in the dictionary? No. But I know a skeezy guy in a fucking parking lot while I'm walking to my car that maybe somebody doesn't see because they're behind a car. I got my senses open, okay? My eyes see everything, but they don't read a book. I'm different. You have to realize when you're different, okay? And society might be like, you're the same. You're the same. I'm gonna spit all over myself. And you can be like, no, motherfucker, actually, I'm not the same as you. Like, we're all fucking different. And fuck those people who say that we're all the same, because no, we're not. There are many of us that are not supposed to be here, okay? We're cultivated through pure fucking anger, rage, and demons that we just have like no place. So we just wander around. Riddle me that. Right? Like when my parents created me, they weren't like, oh, let's create a doctor. Let's create somebody who does something for people. No. They were like, let's just fucking get it over with. Ew, my dad was probably like some horny little fucking teenager. My mom just hated him. Oh my God, you should see pictures of their wedding. My mother looks like she wants to off herself. Same with my sister. The day she got married, she cried all morning. And like, I fucking didn't even know. I was like in the room beside her. I'm like, yo, why didn't you like fucking tell me? And she's like, I just thought that everybody cried before their wedding. I'm like, no, you don't fucking cry before your wedding, dude. Why? I mean, unless it's happy tears. She was not happy. All right, anyways, 4 minutes later. Oh, actually, thank you, weed. I'm also thinking maybe someone's getting married. Ooh, yeah, you know, you gotta wait till the end of the reading to get the other message. Okay, there's always another message that comes out at the end of the reading. And like with this Empress, World, Death, Hierophant, Knight of Wands, Queen of Wands, Magician, and then 3 of Cups. I'm like, you know, at the same time, 2 people, okay, could have been together for a long time, and now they're finally ready to get married. But I almost think this is like, kind of like a runaway bride. Like maybe you're not going to get married with like a bunch of people around you. Like maybe someone's already been there, done that, and they want to get on the road. Oh, that's okay. That's cool. Get on the road and like fucking go to Vegas or something like that. Because they just finished school or they just paid their house off, or like I do see 2 people. And I also see like maybe a 3rd party going along. Which when my sister got married, there was like 5 people there. I was one of her witnesses, and then her ex-husband's brother was the other witness. And then the groom only had his mom, and my sister only had our dad. So there literally was only 6 people in that wedding. Altogether. It was such an awesome way to do it. Like it was so personal, it was so small, it was so amazing. It was in Lake Tahoe, one of the most beautiful places on earth. Okay, that water is fucking freezing, by the way. Nice to look at, freezing to jump into. Oh, we went to jet skis, and there's fucking wicked restaurants all along so you can just stare at the mountains and this beautiful lake. And it's like, it's kind of expensive, but not really. You can find pretty cheap spots. Like I think we stayed in a Motel 6. Whereas the bride and groom, they stayed in some fucking 5-star cabin resort place. But my place had a pool. It was pretty ghetto, but I went swimming. Like, I give a fuck. I don't. So, yeah, like maybe somebody's been dreaming about this, but they didn't actually think it was ever going to happen. What a cool reading. Because, like, this could go so many different ways, you know? Like, these are the cards that bring people together, okay? These are the cards... can't really get a nasty reading from, you know? I mean, stoners just don't think that way. We don't want to hate. We will. But you realize how much hate, like, it takes so much energy to hate something or somebody. Like, instead of just getting over it and being like, whatever, fuck it. You know, like, people, they're so dumb and they don't know what they're doing and, like, you know, whatever. It's fine. If you get mad too much, then it might stunt your growth, you know? And it might stop you from going in the direction that you want to go in. And like, if you've been hanging for a long time, not really moving, then once you get moving, you might not want to stop because you've been hanging out for so long, right? Crisscross, so make it jump, jump. Oh my God. Okay, crisscross just came into my head because see those joints at the bottom that are crisscrossed? Crisscross will make you jump, jump. The Mac Dad'll make you. I had that tape, man. When I was like 6 years old, I had that tape. My mom thought it was hilarious. I used to know all the words to I Missed the Bus. And it was something I would never ever do again. Oh my God, those little kids with their backwards clothes and shit. Oh, this is funny. This is getting funny. See what happens when I smoke a full joint during a reading? This is what happens. I missed the bus. And it was something I would never ever do again. See, now I don't know any of the words. Except for that. Yeah, like this is two things coming together. Because they gotta change. You know, you have to go from one level to the next. You can't stay at one level forever. And I know you think you want to stay there. But, you know, good things come to people who don't want to rush movement. Okay? I think good things come to people who are just hanging out and smoking weed in their car as opposed to smoking it and driving around. Okay? That shit's dangerous to do, alright? Unless you got the cops paid off, I don't suggest it. So, it's like, you know, someone's like fucking mad smart about something. So, I would say do not rush the period of growth. Right? Like, before you cut the rose. Make sure it's ready to bloom right away, right? I mean, whatever this is, it's like I said, it is successful. And it is something that people stand up for. They win awards for, spiritually, you know? They do such a good job. So it's like somebody did such a good job at waiting for something that, I mean, even if you had to wait for somebody, at least they're with you. Doesn't matter if they didn't want to marry you right away. Maybe they were fucking crazy ass scared, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with waiting. And I think that people rush things way too fast. And clearly this person, they had to learn some school. They had to wait. They had to be taught something. So then when they put it all together, they would have the best, most beautiful creation possible, right? So it's even like even waiting to get married. You might as well wait until that person actually wants to do it. Like, do you know, one last story, I worked at Tim Hortons like a while ago, okay? And this lady, I think she was even my age too, she had a baby with this guy, and then they decided to stay together. And then what she did was she had a calendar on the wall in the bathroom, okay, of how many days they had been together, and he hadn't proposed yet. Okay, so finally he proposed, and she's like, he finally proposed. You know, I've got this thing in my bathroom that says we've been together for 785 days and he still hasn't proposed. He finally did. And I was like, oh no. So you bullied him into asking you to marry him. You bullied him. Like, so, like, you can't, and you can do whatever you want, but if you actually really want to be with somebody, do not bully them into doing something. If they don't want to do it, respect them, right? It's all about respect, and, like, clearly she did not respect him, and she was, like, gloating around Tim Hortons about it. Yeah, like, you're so fabulous. And you're gloating about how you bullied your boyfriend, your baby daddy, into proposing to you. Like, great, have a nice marriage, right? Because when you think about a majority of people, I don't think they actually want to get married. Take my mother. She did not want to get married that day, but she did it anyways because she thought she had to. Same with my sister, totally different circumstances, married her boyfriend only because they'd been together for 10 years. He took her to Lake Tahoe, popped the question, and then flew all of us in, and she had to say yes. That's what she felt. She felt she had to say yes because she was being put on the spot. Really, she could have said no. So, anyways, good reading. Kind of weird, twisty ending and whatever, you know, that's what happens. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I am Moonshine. Peace out. Have a good one. Take care. Sayonara. Ciao.